Today we're going to be condensing logarithms using the properties of logarithms that we learned in the last section, and also the change of base formula. So your essential question is, what is the change of base formula used for? Why do we have it? Okay, so if we talk about condensing logarithms, this is just like expanding when we used the properties of logarithms last time. And you might recall that we had kind of three rules basically. We had multiply and add. We had divide and subtract. And we also had raise and multiply. Those were our three basic properties of logarithms and exponents. So we know that when we see addition, that means we're going to be multiplying, and when we see subtraction, that means we're going to be dividing, and when we see a number multiplied in front, that means we're going to be raising the number to that power. So when we go through these expressions, like it says, condense the following expressions. We need to kind of work from left to right. So I like to do one step at a time. Okay, so if I look at this first piece right here, this 3 is multiplied by this logarithm, which means it's going to be a raise and multiply. So this 3 is going to go to the exponent of x. So we're going to have log base 2 of x to the third power. And then we have plus log base 2 of 5 minus log base 2 of y. So we've condensed this one. Now we need to condense this piece with the addition. So we're going to do, we know we're adding, so that means we're going to multiply the numbers. Now remember, you keep the base the same, but you multiply these two numbers together. So we're going to have log base 2 of 5 times x cubed, or x cubed times 5 would be 5x cubed. Then we have minus log base 2 of y. So now we can condense the part that is subtracted. Okay, so subtraction implies that we're going to be dividing these two numbers, and you divide it just like it is going from left to right. So this would be log base 2, and we're going to have 5x cubed divided by y. So you can just write that as a fraction. So this would be the final answer right here. All right, let's try another example. And feel free to pause the video and try this example on your own before we start. Okay, this one, and remember, you're always working from left to right. So we're going to condense the subtraction part first. Okay, remember, subtraction means we're going to be doing what with the numbers? Dividing. So we're going to keep the log base 3, and then we're going to have 6 divided by, and then we have 4 log x. So actually we need to condense this part first. So remember, this 4 goes to the exponent. So we really have log base 3 of 6 minus log base 3 of x to the 4th. So now we're going to divide these numbers. So we're going to divide these numbers here. So we're going to have log base 3 of 6 divided by x to the 4th. And then we have minus plus log base 3 of 2. And then the addition means that we are going to be multiplying these numbers. Now remember, this one is a fraction and this one is not. So if we think of it, how would we turn this one into a fraction? So 2, how would I turn that into a fraction? Well, that is the same as 2 over 1. And when I multiply fractions, what is the procedure for multiplying fractions? Well, we just multiply straight across. So 6 times 2 would give me 12. And let me go back and write the log in there. So we'd have log base 3 of 12 over, and then x to the 4th times 1 would just be x to the 4th. So this would be your final answer.